Are you too tired for yoga postures, but you want to feel the effects of having done a yoga practice? This short, approximately 15-minute practice is going to help you feel more revitalized, make you feel more nourished and restored than an entire 30-minute practice. It's called Viparita Karani, and that means legs up the wall. If you have a chair or a couch, a wall, a headboard, a tree, I've used a tree on a road trip before. If you have anything nearby, or even just blocks you could rest your heels up on, that's going to help you with today's practice. I also have a blanket. A block could be substituted, or a towel. I have an eye mask, because we'll be resting for quite some time. The most important thing I have is my socks. Our legs are going to be up, meaning the blood flow is going to drain from our feet. That might make our feet a little bit cold. And a favorite hoodie or sweatshirt. So if you have all those things, then you're ready to begin. And you also don't need any of those things to begin. However you are, that is perfectly fine. It's perfect for being here. We're going to lift our feet above our head. And how you do this is going to be based on what your circumstances are. I'm going to be using the wall today for traditional Viparita Karani. To do this, we're going to get set up, and you can begin to get set up however you would like. I have a blanket that I'm going to place up against the wall. You could use a block, but this is going to elevate the hips, and I'll tell you a little bit more about this when we get into it. If you don't have that, it's okay. Just use what you have. So to come into legs up the wall, the easiest way I have found is to sit with your hip up against the wall as close as you can. You'll use your hand to steady yourself on the ground. As you rotate your legs up, you can come down onto your elbows and then down onto your back. Might have to scoot a little closer to the wall. Of course, if you're just putting your legs up on like the base of a couch, you may have a bend in your legs, and that's perfectly fine. You can rest your calves on a chair, whatever you're working with. Spread your arms out to a T with your palms face down. Or if you prefer, bring one hand over your heart and one over your belly. What you need may change day to day, so listen from within for what would feel best. You can use your eye mask if you have one. A blanket to cover yourself up with can be nice. And once you arrive, take a couple deep breaths to settle. We're going to be here for about 8 to 10 minutes. So there is really no agenda. So if you could ask your mind to set aside any expectations or anything it's carrying from the day, something that came before this, maybe something in the future. We'll set those things aside for this short practice. You can let your breath be any way that it is. Call this the unaltered breath. You may get a little curious about the unaltered breath, like watching a pet out in the yard or doing something a little intriguing. Anytime your mind wanders, When you notice, guide it back to your breath. It is the mind's tendency to wander, so we don't need to reprimand the mind or ourselves, but just to gently guide it back. It's the process of training the mind. And we may need to train our minds again and again and again and again for our whole lives. So there's nothing inherently wrong with a wandering mind. Let's see if you can do less following of the wandering mind. You might like to gain some self-leadership over your breath now. And if that's the case, I recommend breathing into your lower belly. As you inhale, your belly fills with air, reaches up towards the ceiling, ribs expand, chest and back body fill with your inhale. And as you exhale, chest and back body, ribs and belly release, hugging towards the body. Each inhale, a moment of inspiration. Each exhale, a gentle hug. You may notice sensations in your body, twitching, energy surges, tingling. See if you can notice those sensations without needing to make them mean something. For example, if your feet are starting to feel a little cold or chilly, see if you can resist the urge to make this wrong or bad, but to stay with the practice just as it is. Sometimes sensations come up and they remind us of the past, usually without conscious awareness, and that can take us back to a memory, give us a feeling that something's not quite right. While the sensation is in the present moment, the memory is not. See if you can be with the sensation as it is in the present moment. We can have patterns that as soon as something comes up that we just a little bit don't like, to want to abandon it. Nope, not for me. I'm done with this. It's not working. See if you can notice those thoughts and release the need to control the moment, the need for it to be a certain way or to achieve something. We'll be here for a couple more moments in silence. See if you can let your body get a little more relaxed, a little softer. You're welcome to stay for as long as you would like, up to maybe 20 minutes. If you'd like to complete here, draw your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your hands around your shins or the back of your hamstrings. And rest in Apanasana for a moment. Option if you'd like to stay in Apanasana, or you could spread your arms back out to a T and rock your hips side to side, just gentle twist. This isn't needed, it's just if it would feel good to you. I'm not even going into a full twist. Just a little back massage. And then roll completely to one side. And you may have to remove your eye mask. And if that's the case, do this slowly, not all at once. Let the light come back in. Pause on one side for a moment. And then press yourself back up to your seat. Got a lot of bright lights on me after having a pillow. I'm going to close my eyes. You're welcome to do so also. Notice how you're feeling. My hope is that you feel deeply restored. The more often you come back to this practice, the more effects it will have. It's just like your regular yoga practice. So if you could do this for about 5 minutes a day, like I said, up to 20, be really beneficial. It's what I recommend to my yoga therapy clients who are on a healing journey. We all need way more rest than we think that we do. Before I go, and you're welcome to go if you're done here with the practice, before I go, I just want to walk you through a couple of the beneficial things this practice does. That way you can just do this practice without the video, or if you prefer to do it with me, you're welcome to return to the video anytime. So having a blanket or a block or something underneath your hips, that adds a little tilt to the pelvic bowl. When the pelvic bowl, you can picture it just like a bowl. If a bowl was sitting on the floor, the blood flow from your legs running down could just kind of sit in the bowl. Now, your body knows what to do. If you had your hips just on the ground today and you didn't have them elevated, you haven't done your body a disservice. You haven't hurt anything. The propping them up on the blanket so that you can tilt that bowl slightly helps the blood flow run towards the heart. So it's just an added help. It's not needed. It won't, just pool in your pelvic bowl and stay there forever. It's going to make it to your heart. Your body knows what to do. So legs up. You could have the knees bent. That's your choice. And don't forget socks. And breathe into your lower belly. When your mind wants to take you down the path, follow me here to the past, follow me here to the future. When you bring your awareness to breathing in your lower belly, this takes you home. So whether you're doing this in this practice or any practice, if you can bring your awareness to the gentle ebb and flow of your breath in your lower belly, it's going to immediately help you to feel more centered and a little more grounded. And the ceiling fan of the mind is going up here. Breathe down here. Thanks for sharing this practice with me. Let me know if you like it, and I'll see you next time.